प्रजापतिश्चरति गर्भे अन्तर्जायमानो बहुधा विजायते ॐ तस्य योनिं परिपश्यन्ति धीरास्तस्मिन्नः तस्थूर्भुवनानि विश्वा तस्थूर्भुवनानि विश्वा या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिवीरदेवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु मीरा भगवती निःशेषचट्यापा ॐ सर्वगणे सर्ववरदे सर्वदुष्टभयङ्करी सर्वदुःखहरे देवी महामीरा नमोऽस्तु ते सिद्धिबुद्धिप्रदे देवी भुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदायिनी मन्त्रमूर्ते सदा देवी महामीरा नमोऽस्तु ते आद्यन्तरहिते देवी आद्यशक्ते महेश्वरी योगदे योगसम्भुते महामीरा नमोऽस्तु ते महामीरा नमोऽस्तु ते
Mantras of our Divine Mother. Our Divine Mother says, keep your aspiration ardent and sincere and never forget that you are the child of the Divine. It will prevent you from doing anything unworthy. With my love and blessing, says our Divine Mother. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, the one whom we adore as the Mother, the one whom we adore as the Mother is the divine conscious force that dominates all existence, one and yet so many-sided that to follow her movement is impossible even for the quickest mind and for the freest and most vast intelligence. The Divine Mother is the consciousness and force of the Supreme and far above all that she creates, says our Lord Sri Aurobindo. Words of our Lord Sri Aurobindo from the book The Mother, Her Miraculous Touch. She who is the infinite, the timeless, the one, How can we speak of her? We can only catch fleeting glimpses of her, only recollect how, forgetting time, forgetting all, she gave herself completely to the realization of the ideal, a divine life upon earth, and personally guiding, advising, helping all those who came to her. She nurtured them towards their higher potentialities. Indeed, it is her miraculous touch that helps everything to blossom. The following pages attempt to catch a glimpse of her work for earth and men, a prodigal of her rich divinity, herself and all she was, she had lent to men, hoping her greater being to implant that heaven might, native, grow on mortal soil. Maybe, may we be worthy of her trust. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, the Supreme is manifest in her forever as the everlasting Sachidananda, manifested through her in the worlds. All is her play with the Supreme, all is her manifestation of the mysteries of the eternal, the miracles of the infinite, says our Lord Sri Aurobindo. Question, sweet mother, why did you come like us? Why you did not come as you truly are? For this our Divine Mother says, because if I do not come like you, I could never be close to you and I would not be able to tell you, become what I am. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, the divine puts on an appearance of humanity, assumes the outward human nature in order to tread the path and show it to human beings, but does not cease to be the divine. It is a manifestation that takes place, a manifestation of a growing divine consciousness, not human turning into divine, says our Lord Sri Aurobindo. meeting Sri Aurobindo. Our Divine Mother came to Pondicherry in 1914 to meet our Lord Sri Aurobindo. She says, as soon as I saw our Lord Sri Aurobindo, I recognized in him the well-known being whom I used to call Krishna, and this is enough to explain why I am fully convinced that my place and my work are near him in India, says our Divine Mother. Our Divine Mother writes in the book Prayers and Meditations, on November 19, 1912, I said that I had definitely found thee, that the union was constant. Such is indeed the state of which I am conscious. All my thoughts go towards thee, all my acts are consecrated to thee. Thy presence is for me an absolute, immutable, invariable fact, and thy peace dwells constantly in my heart. Thou art all, everywhere, and in all. This body which acts as thy own body, just as is the visible universe in its entirety. It is thou who breathest, thinkest, and lovest in this substance, which, being thyself, desires to be thy willing servant. Our Divine Mother writes on May 11th, 1914, O Lord, thou fillest my being, thou animates it, thou settest in motion its hidden springs, thou illuminest its understanding, thou intensifiest its life, thou increase tenfold its love, and I no longer know whether the universe is I or I the universe, whether thou art in me or I in thee. Thou alone art, and all is thou, and the streams of thy infinite grace fill and overflow the world. Sing, O lands, sing, O peoples, sing, O men, the divine harmony is here. Our Divine Mother writes on March 9th, 1914, Blessed was the day when I came to know thee, O ineffable eternity. Blessed among all days be that day when the earth is at last awakened, shall know thee and shall live only for thee. On March 24th, 1914, our Divine Mother writes, Yesterday afternoon, during those long hours of silent contemplation, I understood at last what is meant by true identification with the object of one's thought. I understand that I would need long, very long hours of contemplation to be able to perfect this realization. This is one of the things I expect from journey to India, if indeed thou dost consider it useful for thy service, my Lord. Grant that I may accomplish my mission, that I may help in thy integral manifestation. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo writes about our Divine Mother and says, the Mother had been spiritually conscious from her youth, even from her childhood upward, and she has done the sadhana and had developed this knowledge very long before she came to India. The mother's sadhana started when she was very young, when she was 12 or 13, or even meeting many teachers who came to her and taught her various spiritual disciplines. Among them was a dark Asiatic figure. When we first met, she immediately recognized me as the dark Asiatic figure whom she used to see a long time ago. That she should come here and work with me for a common goal was, as it were, a divine dispensation. Pondicherry, March 29, 1914. Our Divine Mother writes, O thou whom we must know, understand, realize, absolute consciousness, Eternal law, thou who guidest and illuminest us, who movest and inspirest us, grant that these weak souls may be strengthened and those who fear be reassured. To thee I entrust them, even as I entrust to thee our entire destiny. March 30th, 1914. Our Divine Mother writes, "It matters little that there are thousands of beings plunged in the densest ignorance. He whom we saw yesterday is on earth. His presence is enough to prove that a day will come when darkness shall be transformed into light, and thy reign shall indeed be established upon earth. O Lord, divine builder of this marvel, my heart overflows with joy and gratitude when I think of it, and my hope has no bounds. My adoration is beyond all words, my reverence is silent." April 3rd, 1914. Our Divine Mother writes, "An immense gratitude rises from my heart. It seems to me that I have at last reached the threshold I sought so much." Our Divine Mother writes, "I shall relate an experience of mine. I shall relate an experience of mine when I first met Sri Aurobindo in Pondicherry. I was in deep concentration, seeing things in the supermind, things that were to be but which were somehow not manifesting. I told Sri Aurobindo what I seen. I told Sri Aurobindo what I had seen and asked him if they could manifest. He simply said yes. And immediately I saw that the supramental had touched the earth and was beginning to be realized. This was the first time I had witnessed the power to make real what is true," says our Divine Mother. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, "My teaching is that the world is preparing for a new progress, a new evolution. Whatever race, whatever country seizes on the lines of that new evolution and fulfills it will be the leader of humanity." In the Arya, I state the thought upon which this new evolution would be based as I see it, and the method of integral yoga by which it can be accomplished. Of course, I cannot speak plainly yet. My whole message is there for those who care to understand. It has really three parts. First, for each man as an individual to change himself into the future type of divine humanity, the men of the new Satya Yuga, which is striving to be born. Second, to evolve a race of such men to lead humanity. Third, to call all humanity to the path under the lead of these pioneers and this chosen race. Our Divine Mother says what Sri Aurobindo represents in the world's history is not a teaching, not even a revelation. It is a decisive action direct from the Supreme. April 7, 1917. Our Divine Mother writes in the prayers and meditations, A deep concentration seized on me, and I perceived that I was identifying myself with a single cherry blossom, then through it with all cherry blossoms. And as I descended deeper in the consciousness, following a stream of bluish force, I became suddenly the cherry tree itself, stretching towards the sky like so many arms, its innumerable branches laden with the sacrifice of flowers. Then I heard distinctly this sentence: Thus hast thou made thyself one with the soul of the cherry trees, and so thou canst take note that it is the divine who makes the offering of this flower prayer to heaven. When I had written it, all was effaced. But now the blood of the cherry tree flows in my veins, and with it flows an incomparable peace and force. What difference is there between the human body and the body of a tree? In truth, there is none. The consciousness which animates them is identically the same.
Never stop striving towards perfection.
Our Divine Mother writes on October 10th, 1918, O my beloved Lord, how sweet is it to think that it is for Thee and Thee alone that I act. It is at Thy service that I am. It is Thou who dost decide and ordain and set in motion, guide and accomplish the action. Accept the ardent flame of my gratitude, my joyous and fully confident adherence.
Ne cesse pas de tendre vers la perfection.
My Father has smiled and taken me in his powerful arms. What could I fear? I have melted into him, and it is he who acts. It is he who acts and lives in this body, which he himself has formed for his manifestation. My body smiles to thee with happiness as before my soul. My body smiles to thee with happiness, as before my soul smiled to thee. And surely hereafter thou wilt withdraw no more from me this joy. O my God, nothing remains of the past but a potent love which gives me the pure heart of a child and the lightness and freedom of thought of a God. Working for the earth consciousness, our Divine Mother returned to Pondicherry in 1920 on the 24th of April. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo has said, sadhana and the work were waiting for the Mother's coming. Sri Aurobindo's work is a unique earth transformation. My work is to bring down a higher spiritual light and power of a higher character which will make a radical change in the earth consciousness. Anyone who wants to change earth nature must first accept it in order to change it. To quote from an unpublished poem of my own, says our Lord, he who would bring the heavens here must descend himself into clay, and the burden of earthly nature bear and tread the dolorous way. The work consists in helping humanity as a whole to prepare itself for the new creation, that is to say, the supramental race. The Divine Mother, after a long stay in France and Japan, has returned to Pondicherry on the 24th of April 1920, says our Lord Sri Aurobindo. About 24th April 1920, our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, the anniversary of my return to Pondicherry, which was the tangible sign of the sure victory over the adverse forces. Our Divine Mother says, when I came from Japan, I was on a boat at sea, not expecting anything. I was, of course, busy with my inner life, but I was living physically on the boat when all of a sudden, abruptly, about 2 nautical miles from Pondicherry, the quality, I may even say the physical quality of the atmosphere, of the air changed so much that I knew we were entering the aura of Sri Aurobindo. It was a physical appearance. It was a physical experience. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, my sadhana was not done for myself, but for the earth consciousness as a showing of the way towards the light, so that whatever I showed in it to be possible, inner growth, transformation, manifesting of new faculties, etc., was not of no importance to anybody, but meant as an opening of lines and ways for what it had to be done. Our Lord says, the call upon us is to grow into the image of God, to dwell in Him and with Him, and be a channel of His joy and might, and an instrument of His works, purified from all that is Ashubha, transfigured in soul by His touch. We have to act in the world as dynamos of that divine electricity and send it thrilling and radiating through mankind, so that wherever one of us stands, hundreds around may full of His, so that wherever one of us stands, hundreds around may become full of His light and force, full of God and full of Ananda, says our Lord Sri Aurobindo.